So this page and the next two, we're going to be dealing with different rhythms and how to divide those rhythms up using bar lines. So to start with, they're starting to describe how you change a whole note into a half note into a quarter note. So this first character says draw an oval. This is a whole note, and you see he's drawn this oval. The middle character says draw a stem. It's a half note. And then the third character says make it black, and it's a quarter note. So what this is talking about is the evolution of notes, where you start with the whole note, which takes up, we talked about before, the whole measure, which often is 4 beats. You add a stem, it's cut in half, and it's a half note, 2 beats. Then you fill it in and turn it into a quarter note, and that quarter note then gets a quarter of the whole note, which is 1 beat. So number 1 says draw 7 more whole notes in the space below. So that's what we're going to do. You see that they've drawn the first one for you. I'm tracing over it. You don't have to. And then we're just going to draw these whole notes in. For number 2, it says add a stem to each of the above notes. So we're going to do that part first. We're drawing in stems here. And it says, what kind of notes are they now? They are half notes, as you can see in that middle section where she's drawn a stem. So we're just going to draw half notes into that blank there in number 2. Now number 3 says make each note black. Well, I chose red today, so we're going to make them all red. The point of a quarter note isn't that it has to be black, just filled in. So it's basically a half note that's filled in. So again, we're just changing these notes to show that their rhythm is changing. How you count them changes. I'm going to finish up this last one here. All right, and it says, what kind of notes are they now? Well, you can look up at the top where he made it black. It's a quarter note. So in the blank spot and number 3, we're going to write in quarter note. So it says draw a quarter note over each one. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Now it says to clap and count each. Now it gives a couple of options, clapping, tapping, whatever. We're going to clap and count. And we're going to count 1 when we do this. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You can see how each of these quarter notes got the value of 1 beat. If I were going to play it, it would sound like this. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. The arrows are coming in a little slower than I talk. Now this last one is talking about half notes. And then that goes on to the next page. So we're going to move on to the next page. And it says to draw a half note above each one. Now a half note is twice the value of a quarter note. So it gets 2 beats. So we're going to start with drawing that half note over each word, the word 1. Got to move that bar out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So you see where they drew the first one in for you, over that 1. But it gets 2 beats, so it's going to go for both of those. And we'll talk about that a little more in 2. So we're just going to finish drawing in each half note. We have 4 half notes in total. So number 7, that again says count 1, 2. It gives a couple of ways of counting. Again, I like numbers versus words. So we're going to do that right now. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If I were going to play that, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 1, those. Number 8 says draw a whole note over each one. So you see they've got the first one drawn for you, and it's over the word 1. But it counts for all 4 of those beats. So we're going to draw another whole note right over the 1. Now, again, we're going to clap and count. So when we clap and count, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we play it, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can hear how these tones are held for the amount of counts that they're valued for. So let's move that other out of the way, and we're going to talk about note stems and bar lines. So it says for notes that go up, the stem, when they go up, the stem is on the right. And the character here says when notes stems go down, they go down on the left. And you can see what the stem is. It's just the little line that the note is attached to. So we're going to go ahead and move to the next page to be able to do this section here where we draw the note stems on. So for the top, the number 1, it says draw stems on the note going up on the right. So you see they've got the first one in for you. So we're just going to draw those next ones. And they go up and they're on the right side of the note head. That black dot is the note head. Number 2 says add note stems pointing down. So you can see the little character, he's drawn the first one for you. The note stem's going down on the left. So we're going to do that for this part here. Now number 3 says draw a bar line dividing each of the above examples into 2 equal measures. And that's what a bar line looks like. It's just a vertical line. And it says there's 4 counts in each measure. Okay, so we're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to draw a bar line. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So that means either side of the bar line has 4 counts. Let's go ahead and do that for number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 says draw a double bar line after the last note of each of the above examples. Notice that the double bar line has 1 thin line and 1 thick line. It is used at the end, and that's what the bar line looks like right here. The first thing I like to do is just basically draw a regular bar line down, and then I like to draw a box, a rectangle there, and then fill the rectangle in. So I color that rectangle in. Now, I have students, there's other ways to do that. As long as it looks right, there's no wrong way. My other students, they tend to just like to scribble in a thick line. It's not quite as neat, but it works. Okay, number 5 says play example 1. Use right hand 3 on any key you choose. Count aloud as you play. Your right hand third finger is your middle finger. So I'm just going to be here on C, and I'm going to play the example at the top. And I'm going to count with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. I like to count 1, 2, 3, 4 because it helps me keep track of where I'm at. But you can count 1, 1, 1. And that's what we're going to do for the next one where it says play example 2. Use left hand 3 on any key you choose. So I'm going to choose bass C. Again, my middle finger of my left hand. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Awesome. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and move up. This one says how many counts. It says in the squares below, each note, put in the amount of counts each note receives. I probably didn't read that exactly. There's something blocking my way from reading it. But I like to start with one type of note and then just keep going on. A whole note's a great one to start with because it gets all the counts. But you can also start with quarter note, and that's what, that works too. I think I'm choosing to start with half note here, it looks like. So half note gets 2 counts. So go ahead and put in each one of the half notes. And then just go ahead and follow that. All right, and that's the end.